Three, two, all right, we're on air. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back. This is week 3 of DMM 110, Digital Media Marketing with the School of Adult Learning at the University of Indianapolis. I am the professor, Ben Reisinger, and I am here with Nicole and Janet, our two awesome students extraordinaires that are learning about digital media. So thank you, ladies, again for being here with us. First thing, just like last week, I just wanted to highlight in the book, again, I just have a couple things that really stuck out with me. Some of the stuff, again, is a little wonky with the book, but some highlights from your readings. The first one would be on page 77 of the book, and it's talking about announcing new products and services via new media. And one of the biggest announcements of products and new services was launched yesterday via new media. Do either of you know what that is?
Is it the watch?
It is the Apple Watch, the Apple iPhone 6, iOS 8, and Apple Watch. That was it. I've been looking at stats today, and I think that was the largest viewed product rollout of all time yesterday. When I was actually watching the Apple rollout via apple.com at work at the hospital, and the website crashed twice. There were so I mean, my guess is Apple had millions upon, I mean, they had to anticipate that they would have millions upon millions of people watching that live product rollout, but I think they just got more than they even anticipated, because everybody was keeping their fingers crossed for this Apple Watch, and it truly is amazing. Have you guys seen that or seen it on the interwebs, like the look of it and how it works and all?
Right, yes.
Yeah. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think it's cool? Would you guys use it? I know that both of you, oh, wait a minute, Nicole, you use Droid, and Janet, you use iPhone. So would either of you get the iWatch? Because in order to use, or the Apple Watch, you have to have an Apple phone to connect it pretty much and help it run from the watch. So would you get one?
I probably wouldn't.
Yeah. What do you think, Nicole? If they would make it, Droid compatible, would you get one? Or, there are a few out there for the Droid already watch type of devices.
I don't know. I kind of like, I used to wear a watch all the time. I haven't in the past year or so. But I kind of like just traditional watches. Like, it makes me, a part of me still feel good about myself rather than like being like so overly connected.
Yeah.
So in the current moment, I feel like I wouldn't do that.
Interesting. Yeah, I gotcha. All right, next thing would be on page 79. And I love what he said there in his full quote in the bottom right-hand corner of the page. As powerful as today's digital media are, they can't replace the human factor. And we've kind of talked about that a little bit. We've talked about how, with social media, you still have to have that human touch. You have to, react. You have to engage people. So, it's not just a B2C, business to a customer push. We really want to open that up and talk with people. Let's see, the next one would be page 87. And so what I love is using digital media to encourage customer loyalty. And I think that's awesome. And I think that's a really, really big, I think using social media and using new media is engaging and getting customer loyalty to your brand or your business is one of the high points of using social media and new media. Like I've told you guys, I've done this, what they've called ghosted, or ran social media sites for numerous businesses or organizations, large and small, and I've seen some amazing things happen with like the restaurant and bar and pub type business. When I would engage people, I would tell them, hey, get the customer loyalty. I would post it just on Facebook or just on Twitter. Come here, from 6 to 7. Say that, you saw this on Twitter, or show us your phone and show us the tweet, and you get like a percentage off or something like that. So I think that's a really good use of new media itself. All right, let me see here. And then I had one other page that I wanted to chat with you guys. All right. Oh yeah, it was chapter 8, so page 91, creating a B2B digital marketing plan. So basically, we've talked about using social media for businesses, to attract people, but just like any other type of communication, you really have to have a plan. I kind of call those people social media posers. There's a lot of people that think, oh, I'm a small business, I can Facebook, so I can talk with people and things like that, but you really need to have a couple things with that, and I think, it is similar to a marketing plan, a PR plan, a communication plan. I call them social media awareness plans, and basically it is things change and things happen, but I will have a plan set out for a month to 6 months to even maybe a rough plan for a year, depending on who my customer, my audience is. And I'll explain it to you with Mary Freebed. Right now I have about a 6-month plan. I have a rough idea in months 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 exactly what's going on and what I want to talk about, and that's on like a weekly type of plan. And then with this plan, I have what's called A, B, and C items. Okay, so my A, B, and C items are, so this week the A is the big push, B might be I mentioned it 2 or 3 times a week, and then C would be like maybe I just tweet or talk about, this certain subject or this picture once a week. I really leave it open because things change, things happen, and that's what you have to realize. But the basis and the fundamentals are still there, just like real communication, real marketing. You need to have somewhat of an organized plan to know what direction you're going in. And then that helps you not only with engaging your customers, but it helps you with your content as well. You know that, hey, okay, so I'm going to talk about this in a month or two, so maybe I need to worry, or go and find and think about getting blogs, for my content for this, or maybe it helps you, make your post for Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and Google+, and it helps you strategically post different posts on different platforms, because again, I've tried to tell you guys, don't post the same thing on every platform. Pushing your Instagram feeds to your Facebook and your Twitter is okay, because that's kind of a respectable thing. But don't put like the exact same status update on Facebook and push your Facebook updates to Twitter, or push all your Twitter updates to Facebook, things like that, because that just doesn't work. So having this marketing plan helps you avoid those things and really will help save you time and effort in the long run. And I'll tell you, after you've done that for a few times or a few different businesses, and you see, what's going on, your mind just kind of starts to think like that, think ahead. I mean, right now it's Wednesday, okay? I'm already thinking about this weekend and early next week with what exactly I might be doing with Mary Freebed Rehabilitation Hospital. I'm already thinking about what the editorial content might be and planning that out with my overall marketing plan and strategy that I actually have with the business. So that's really important. Do you guys get what I'm saying with this? Do you have any questions at all? I was talking too much. Love good cold water, especially in my non-air conditioned house. Woo! That's what happens up north here in Michigan. So there you go. So there's just my few anecdotes. Every week I want to take a couple anecdotes from the book and just tell you what some of the highlights are and stuff like that. Number 2, let's talk about your blog websites. I left you both comments today on your blog websites, so you should have got notifications because those are set up with an email. Did you guys get the notifications that I left your comments?
Yes.
Yeah. You both did. Okay, cool. Right on. Right on. Good job. Nicole has made the 2 other pages, but Janet, like I said in your comment, I need you to create the About Me page and then just another page. Nicole,
I made 3 more, actually.
Oh, did you? Cool. What did you create? Let us know, because I haven't been back to your website since then.
Well, I actually accidentally did 2 About Me's, and then I did a competency page for. I'm sorry?
What do you mean by competency? For what?
For training skills.
Oh, cool, cool. Well, and if you have
something about me.
what's that? I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
So that was something about me. I didn't know exactly what you wanted.
No, that's cool. Like I said, I left that up to you to kind of pick and choose what your second page is. And if you accidentally created 2 About Me pages, you can go in and you can delete one of those. I don't know if you played with WordPress enough, but all you got to do is go into that Pages tab, and when you have that page open in the back end of your WordPress system, there's actually a button that says Delete Page. So if you find that button, you'll be able to delete one of those, and you'll be back on track. Some people are just like, oh, you know, Janet just really likes to talk about herself. She has 2 About Me's, right on, and all that.
Well,
But
I put pictures in one, and the other one, I kept trying to put my name and my email address, and then the way that my tablet kept going, it kept flipping me out of it, so then I didn't realize what I had done until after the fact. So.
hey, that's cool because, you know, I have a pictures page too. I just call it, you know, favorite pick. So if you want to keep that page, I'm not going to say delete it then. You can actually go in and you can rename that page. So if it, I'll have to look, and if they both say About Me, go to that page header in the back end of WordPress system again, and you'll be able to just quickly change the name of that page, and you can keep them all up then. Cool.
Okay.
Right on, right on. Thank you. No, I appreciate that. And again, way to go with the WordPress stuff. I hope that you guys are seeing how WordPress is fun. It can be easy. Oh, I just heard a big crash. And how you can use it to your benefit. And Janet, you're really getting, you know, a lot of use from the app, which we're going to talk about tonight, since you seem to be updating your WordPress site from the app because you don't have a PC. And Nicole, I'm assuming because you told me you're updating your WordPress site from your personal computer or laptop, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Yeah, right on. And there definitely is a little bit different of user interface between the two.
I saw that. I went to school today to actually do my blog on the computer, and then I came home and I added my 2 pages for my tablet, so it was different doing it that way.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, I'll be honest with you, the desktop interface, in my opinion, is definitely a little bit easier than the app interface, but it's still totally doable within the app. And kudos to you for kicking butt and making it happen any way you can. And that's all part of the social and digital media. You know, you make do with what you have and you make it work. So congratulations. I think that's awesome. All right. So do you guys have any questions about WordPress now that you've added those pages or anything? You know, about like the structure of it, how to do things. I mean, any questions about the sites? Cool. Right on. Well, thank you guys. I mean, I think that's awesome. And keep up the good work with your blogs and stuff. That's cool. So we are now going to talk about web video. Uh-oh, let's see here. Okay, I was just making sure that somebody wasn't trying to come in or something like that. Web video. Web video, we've talked about a little bit, but now we're really going to dive into web video because, again, this is your final for the class, and I want to make sure that you guys are armed with the ammo that you need, the knowledge that you need, and even like the applications and the software that you need to make your web video happen, okay? So, Janet, let me ask you this. How were you thinking of shooting your web video before we get into the intricacies about it and stuff like that? Were you going to do it with your tablet or with your iPhone?
With my tablet, and I was just going to use the video on there and then upload it. Okay,
so what is the software on your tablet called? Because I'm not as familiar with the Droid platforms and the Samsung, but they have a video editing software on your tablet preloaded already?
I seen like 3 different things, but none of those were to record anything, so I didn't understand. So I didn't know why I just couldn't hit my video on here and then record that way. So I mean, why even need an app?
Well, when you do your video, it's just you're not gonna so here's my iPad. And let's say, okay, here I am, I'm shooting, you'll need to actually do some editing to your video. It's just not a strict, I'm going to record myself, talk about this, and be done. Like, you get graded on, I need you to add some type of a graphic to the video. I need you to add some type of music to the video, because these are all aspects of true video making that will keep people, you know, entertained, involved, and it really is not hard to do. You know, I've said that before to other students, you know, in other classes, and they're like, their eyes get big. They're like, you want me to put video, and you want me to put a lower third or a graphic? And I'm like, it's not. I mean, they figure out that it's very, very simple to do. I will have to, I'm going to write this down on my notes here, to look up Samsung tablet, and then to see exactly what the video editing software might be. But with PCs, what I like to tell everybody, and I don't know if it's available with that since you're running a Droid platform, is Windows Live Movie Maker. That's usually what personal computers and IBM computers use. But let me check. I mean, there's so many different ways to edit video out there today. There has to be something for the Samsung, and from the sounds of it, it sounds like it's preloaded on there. Have you been able to play with any video and see how you can add anything to it or anything like that, or have you not messed around that much with it yet?
The ones that I have on there, I really didn't get. So yeah.
What's it called? Can you look on your tablet right now? I know you're streaming from your tablet, right? So you can't look at your apps, or can you?
I could try. We'll see.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's not worry about it now,
Okay.
because oh, we just lost you. You can come back in and hit it. Well, I see your Google Plus profile pic. Are you there, Janet?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, cool. You're coming back. I think you can at least hear
Am I
us. We see your profile pic, you and the baby, right now. There you go.
Okay, baby. Hold on.
Okay, it's cool. All right, so I'm going to check that out and see what I can find out for you with the Samsung. All right, Nicole, so you use a Mac tablet, right?
Laptop. Wait, what?
Do you have an Apple, or do you have a PC laptop?
I have an Apple.
You have an Apple, so do you have a MacBook, something like that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you would use iMovie. And I don't know if you have iMovie. Sometimes it's pre-installed, but it's a free app, and you can download it from the Apple App Store. Very easy. And I'll tell you this, I absolutely love iMovie. iMovie is easier, you know, honestly, iMovie is easier to use than Windows Live Movie Maker for the PC, and you can do about twice as much with iMovie. So you really shouldn't have any problems accomplishing your final web video with that software. So do you have that already, or will you need to download it?
I don't know if it came on this computer.
Oh, it's cool.
Oh yeah, it does have it.
Does have it? Okay, cool. Yeah, so open that up, check that out, and iMovie comes preloaded with a lot of cool effects, a lot of cool songs too. They're, you know, royalty-free songs, and we'll get into that for web video. All right, Janet, you're back. Woo!
I made it.
All right, cool. It's good to have you back with us. I was just talking with Nicole. She works off of a Apple, a MacBook, like an Apple laptop. So she is going to use the software, and she checked it's on her computer, called iMovie. And I'll tell you this, because I know that you use the Apple iPhone. If you shoot your video on this, Janet, you can download iMovie for the iPhone, and you can actually edit a movie on your iPhone. Now, being so small, I really think it would be a pain in the butt. And I've never tried to edit a movie or anything on a screen this small. But there is that possibility there for you, just to let you know.
Okay.
All right, cool. Okay, so let's talk about that. Okay, so let's talk about web videos. When you guys, I'm sure you both watch videos on the internet, right, or on YouTube, and you've seen that. What type of videos attract your attention the most? Nicole, maybe if you could start, you know, like what type of videos do you usually find yourself watching on the internet, or do you even watch video on the internet?
I do. I either watch pretty much always short stuff. um, I look at inspirational leadership type videos a lot. Music videos. Those are pretty much the big two that I watch.
Sure, I do both of that, and I like to look at some of the videos that are just funny and ha-ha and cute dogs and cute babies and stuff. Hey, what about you, Janet? Do you watch videos on the web at all?
I like the funny ones. The iFunny as one app.
Yeah.
And I also like the music videos.
Yeah.
And then some things that people post on Facebook that are pretty funny.
Sure. I'm sure you both have seen a lot of Ice Bucket Challenge videos lately, right?
Oh, yeah. I'm doing that well.
Yeah, I don't think you can be on social media at all and not have seen at least 5 to 10 or a dozen Ice Bucket Challenge videos just because everybody has done it. It truly has been the biggest viral video sensation since, do the two of you remember planking?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, where you go as a board and you stand there and you just hit as a board wherever you can, you know, in the weirdest places or whatever, and like you're like a plank and stuff like that. I thought it was funny. Then after planking, there was another one which completely just, I mean, it made me laugh. Did you guys ever hear of owling?
Of what?
Owling, O-W-L-I-N-G, sitting like an owl perched on top of things.
No.
No, I know, it's funny, isn't it? But seriously, like people, they would sit there like this, you know, and like sit there and kind of crouch down and squat on, I mean, you name it, a park bench, this or that, a desk. I saw a couple people owling at work, you know, and all that. But that came after planking, and that really didn't catch on near as well as the planking did. And there really hasn't been, at least in my opinion, a type of internet sensation that everybody latches onto like they have here with the Ice Bucket Challenge. And I think, number one, you know, planking was just planking to do it. Owling was just owling to do it. But there really is there's a thought process behind the Ice Bucket Challenge web videos. You know, it's for ALS. It's for Lou Gehrig syndrome, which is the ALS. You know, what it attacks. But you know, you never know what type of web video. Ooh, I heard that. It was like a big bass. I don't know if that came from me or not. But you never know what web type of video is going to catch on and go with it. You know, web video is the future. And that's why I really honestly have this as your final project of the semester. You know, we're all about learning digital media. We're all about learning about the applications and just having a good knowledge and understanding of what it's all about. And to really do that, I mean, you think about it, video over the last year, you know, they're calling things, you know, the year of mobile, the year of web video, this, that. If you don't do web video, if you're a business or you're a nonprofit or you're an event, something like that, you have to do web video. And if you don't do web video, you're going to lose some of your audience. I mean, I'm completely, you know, I really believe that. I completely believe that. Video nowadays is an amazing thing. It's so easy to do. It's so quick to do, and you can do a video just like that. I mean, you guys are on Instagram. You're doing Instagram posts, and Instagram is amazing with their video posts, how they have their videos now and how you can do 15-second videos. You know, Twitter tried to start the small web video trend, and I was on it. It was with the application called Vine, and Vine is still around, and Vine gives you 6 to 8 second videos. I mean, that is a short video. Think about trying to make a point or trying to get your action item across in less than 10 seconds. You know, at least Instagram gives you 15 seconds to tell your story and to push your story out. I mean, and that is what makes you good storytellers, and that's what makes you have good content. People's attention spans are not there anymore. And myself, as a 36-year-old, I feel like I have a good attention span, but I mean, I find myself a lot like what they say, it's the millennial craze, where they would rather watch a video than read even 500 words. You know, they would rather watch a video than read anything, than even read like little tidbitty blurbs, like maybe like 50 words. And here's the next thing. It's gone from, okay, people started doing videos, but nowadays you have to make even a more precise type of video. I just made a video about what I was feeling about the state of social media in the fall of 2014, and I made it a longer video. It's about 5 minutes long, and it's too long. My views aren't nearly where I thought they would be, and that's why I've given you guys that cutoff mark of try to keep it at 3 minutes, but you have until 3 minutes and 30 seconds to accomplish your video if you feel you need to do that. People don't want to watch long videos anymore. People will watch long videos, but only if they're truly invested in the topic or they have a reason to watch that. So let's say you're making your web video for your company, your organization, and it's on Star Wars Post-it notes, okay? How can you, in just a few minutes, engage someone, let's say 2 minutes, to want to buy or use a Star Wars Post-it notes, which come from the dollar section at Target. I'm a geek fanboy. That's my Master Yoda Post-it notes. What about if you're selling Slinkies? How can you get people engaged to sell Slinkies in just a couple minutes? Something like that. So let me ask you guys this. We'll start with you, Nicole. If you were to do a video, okay, and we'll talk about your video topic here a little bit later, but let's say you were to do a video on any product. Give me a product and give me what would you say about it in like a minute to 2 minutes? What product do you use on a daily basis?
Well, I'm trying to think of the movie that I just watched. Oh, this just reminds me of Wolf on Wall Street. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't, but I know. Whoa, but I know what you're talking about.
I don't know. It just reminds me of that. Like, I guess this is kind of deferring to what you said, but they're all at this table, and he has like 6 of his friends, and he goes to each of them, and he's like, "Sell me this pen." And the one guy's like, "Well, it's black, and it's and like no one can do it." And he gives it to the last guy. He's like, "Watch this guy." And then he's like, "Write your name." And he's like, "I can't. I don't have a pen." And he's like, "Here's your pen." So like for me, and like that's just good marketing. So like if I was doing something like selling a product on a video, like it wouldn't be like, "Hey, like this hairspray is like really great," and all this stuff. It would just be like, you know, show a girl, and that's the way hairspray commercials I feel like normally are. Like it's a windy day and your hair's like crazy all over the place, and then it's just like with hairspray. So yeah, that's my ranking.
That's a good point. You know, it's almost like writing a press release, so it comes down to public relations. You want to give them the 5 W's. The who, what, when, where, and why. And you want to try to give them the who, what, when, where, and why in a precise enough time to keep that user engaged. What do you think, Janet? What would you do a video on, and what would you say to keep, a user engaged?
Well, something I use every day is Mary Kay products, and it doesn't have necessarily be the makeup, but the face wash and that kind of stuff. And I've used it for many years, so I would probably do like the facial and show different people that don't use the product and one that would.
Yeah, so you'd give them true hands-on what it is, and then also the power of it, again, it's kind of like what it was saying in the book. It's, that human interaction, you being an actual user, given a short 15-second, 20-second testimonial about why this product is so good, why do you use it for so many years, and what's going to happen. You know, it's funny. I got to tell you guys this. I live on a busy street, and as I'm talking here, my window's open, and people walk by, and I'm kind of projecting my voice, and they hear me talking, and I see these people past my webcam, and they're like looking around trying to see where is this guy that's talking, even though I'm up on the second floor of my house. And this and that. It's pretty cool. It's funny. There's my ADD moment for the night. All right. That's cool. All right, let me check out my my web videos here. Okay, so for me, web videos, and I would love for you guys to go and see some of them, my Do It Indie segments. If you go to youtube.com/doitindie and you find some of the product, we did some products, we did some reviews on restaurants, we just did some reviews on like events, and what we used to have was our weekly top 5 urban events. And I'll tell you this, giving information on 5 events and doing it as fast as you can, especially with some banter and like an introduction, you know, of yourselves, is a very difficult thing to do. You know, when we first started out, some of our videos were going 7 to 10 minutes long, and they weren't getting as many views. But as time went on, my co-host and I, Tolan, we figured out a way to give more of, again, for each event, who, what, when, where, and why, to say something fun or, you know, cool or kind of snarky, you know, just to kind of make the video cool, you know, and to grab the viewer's attention. And as we went on, we got them to, you know, be less and less time. You know, I think one time we had a video that was like 4 minutes and 30 seconds, something like that. And we would notice when we'd have our shorter length videos, 5 minutes or under, you know, that's basically spending less than 1 minute on each one of our top 5 events that we did. We would get hundreds more views on those videos than we would like for some of them that would go longer. And you know, I'll say this: I keep preaching about, you know, keeping everyone's attention and having shorter videos, but, and here's my one but, there is a time and a place to have some longer videos. Sometimes it's just what is required. You see them as director's cuts. You see, I mean, and there are a slew of videos that are, yes, definitely a lot longer than 3 minutes, 3:30, 2 minutes. You know, I mean, you name it, they go all across the board. But again, and this is what I like to stress too, that again, is it's all about your content. All about your content, not only across your social platforms, but even on your video. You got to think of your video content just like your blog content, just like your Facebook, your Twitter, your LinkedIn, your Instagram content, and be really precise about it. So I went in here a couple days ago, and I went to the blog, and I would like for you guys to write this down. I actually sent you on ACE a blog entry from them, 12 Stars Media Productions. 12 Stars is a local indie base. They're based on the north side of Indianapolis. They're a video production company, and they're absolutely amazing. They've grown from a staff of like 2 or 3, and now they have about 10 or 12, and they're literally doing web video for clients all across the country now, when they just used to be really focused on the Indianapolis and Indiana area. This was the company that helped my show, Do It Indie, produce our weekly bits. Like, we had an animated intro, it'd come on, then there would be a cut screen that would say like number 5 and give you the website and all of the pertinent information for the event before my co-host and I would talk about it. And there really are, in my opinion, they are some of the foremost web video experts in this entire country. You can follow them on Twitter, 12 Stars Media. Their website is 12starsmedia.com. Their CEO, follow him. His name is Rocky Walls, and his Twitter handle is ROCKYWALLS. Rocky Walls knows his stuff, and he's constantly talking about good things, and anecdotes for videos and stuff. So I got this from a few of their blogs, but I want to go over positive things now to do for web videos, okay? And the first one is consider your material. Okay, what's your material? What are you, and again, this is what we were just kind of talking about. What are you talking about? What is your, what's the purpose of your video? You have to definitely consider that. You have to consider high def versus non-high def, okay? So if you shoot your videos here in 1080p and you upload them on 1080p, they're going to take longer to load on these things than they would if maybe you shoot them in 720p, which is still high def, but it doesn't have as many pixels, so it doesn't make it as large of a video file. And you can even go down to 640, but I'll tell you this, I would prefer you both have the ability with your devices to shoot your videos in 720p, and I highly suggest you do that. But you have to think about, again, is this video going to live on my website? Who are my, and this again is your material, who is my audience? Where are they coming from this from? Is this just a social video? So consider your material. The second thing, good things to do with web video via 12 Stars Media, is your audience. Okay, so you make a video, your video is cool, but who do you want to watch your video? Okay, and you have to think about that. Who is your intended audience? Janet, for you, your intended audience, it seems like would be people over the age of 40, because that's kind of how they use. You're doing your video on how they use social and how it's changed their lives. And Nicole, yours would be who's your employer again? I'm sorry.
Key Club or Kiwanis?
Yeah, the Key Club, because you're going to do yours on Key Club. So obviously your audience would be Key Club members and so forth. So you have to always consider that, what is who, not what, but who is my audience and who is this video intended for. It might be a great idea in your own head. You might think, man, I really want to see this, but do your viewers or your customers want to see this? Think about making, your video engaging to them. The next one is your video's final destination. And they talk about this a little bit. YouTube versus Vimeo. And have you guys heard of Vimeo? Perchance. Okay, Nicole, Jenna, have you heard of Vimeo? Perchance.
No.
No? Okay, so the two biggest web video sharing sites out today, obviously the first one is YouTube, owned by Google, is the absolute giant. Anyone with a Gmail, with a Google Plus account can upload right on your phone to your YouTube account. I think Vimeo is 5-6 years old now, or 5 years old. It might not even be that old. It might be 4 or 5 years old. But Vimeo came out.
What's it called? Vimeo?
Vimeo, V-I-M-E-O. And you can go to Vimeo.com, V-I-M-E-O. So Vimeo is just like YouTube. It's just a web video sharing system. A lot of your artists, a lot of your music videos, that they all share their music videos on YouTube now, because that's the only way you get them, because MTV doesn't show music videos anymore. They all share their videos on YouTube, and they share their videos on Vimeo. Now, Vimeo is different from YouTube. It's a private company. The Vimeo platform, you can still embed videos. You can upload a video to Vimeo, and you can put it on your website. You can share it out on social media, via the link. But a lot more of your, I guess I would say, technology, digital, techie gurus are on Vimeo. I'm not on Vimeo. Our hospital used to use Vimeo and YouTube, but to me, I thought that just confused our audience. And when I came in, I canceled our Vimeo account, because why would I have two places that do the exact same thing? So you can pick and choose, but I'll tell you this, for this instance, the two of you had to create YouTube pages, and that really is what I would say about 80 to 85% of everyone uses is YouTube today for their video standards. And YouTube has a slew of things that really work well. So think about your final destination with that. Size. Okay, so the size of your video. And size meaning, like, is your video, how many megabytes is your video, okay? Where will the video play? Does it take long to load on mobile, etc.? You want to have a smaller size video, You can use more of a 720p again. You can use more of the 640 pixels, which is not high definition. Let's say, you know, again, a travel company, okay? Travel company, they might always want their stuff on mobile. So they might try to make their videos as small as possible, smallest type of file size per se. And again, you can accomplish that with your length, and you can accomplish that with how you produce your video. So always think about the size of the video and how long that might take to load. All right, I'm sorry, I just keep checking this to make sure that my guy who's coming to chat with us is good and on his way. He's still cool. Okay, the next thing, good stuff to think about and do with web video from 12 Stars Media, music. Okay, you got to think about your music. You got to think about, you know, what is copyrighted music versus what is non-copyrighted music. And I'll tell you this, YouTube knows. I've made videos that have, okay, so I made a video that's on my website, benreisinger.com, for my parents' 40th wedding anniversary. Okay, and it was, I took a bunch of pictures and I just basically made a photo collage. And I asked my mom, what song would you like for your video to be set to? And my mother chose Endless Love by Diana Ross and Lionel Richie. You guys know My Endless Love? You know, I mean, you both have heard that song. It's a very, very popular song. Well, obviously, that song is copyrighted, but I still used it. I downloaded the song from iTunes, I threw it into, you know, my movie maker, and I put it as the background song to my video. Well, this is what happened because I used the copyrighted song. That video now cannot be played on these devices. YouTube knows. YouTube knows. I just can't stress that enough. You can't get a song past YouTube. Like, if it's a real song that's copyrighted, they will know. And what happens is that song, Endless Love, had some restrictions put on it by, I don't know if it's exactly who, if it's Lionel Richie or Diana Ross, who exactly owns the song, or if they both do. But they said that if people use this, they can't use this video on mobile devices. So when my mom tries to use her iPad, or she tries to use her phone to go watch her 40th anniversary wedding video that I made her, she can't see them on those devices anymore. She has to go to a physical computer. Like, if you go to my YouTube page on your computer, Nicole, you'll actually be able to see it. But Janet, if you would go to my YouTube page on your tablet, you would not be able to watch that video. So here's the other thing about music. There's a slew, and I want to tell you guys this, of free music out there. Of intros, of outros, of things that up-and-coming artists are making that they want to, you know, get out there and push. YouTube itself has preloaded songs, preloaded music. So when you're uploading your video to YouTube, let's say you don't put any song or music behind it and you want to put, you know, a very light background music to your video, you can actually choose music from YouTube itself. And by choosing that music is not copyrighted. Well, it's owned by YouTube, and they allow that video then to be shown among all platforms. So you definitely have to think about music. 3 years ago with Do It Indie was when that song by Pink came out. What was that called? Raise Your Glass. You guys, I don't know if you guys knew that song by the artist Pink, but it was called Raise Your Glass, and we did a New Year's Eve video. We went to, myself and my co-host, along with Paul Poteet, we were the MCs of the Indianapolis New Year's Eve Masquerade Ball that was held at Union Station in the Grand Hall. So we were like, oh man, we got to do a video about this, and we got video of us up on the stage, you know, announcing and talking, and video of people playing and dancing and, you know, drinking, just having a great time like everybody should on New Year's Eve. And we thought, you know, man, what would be a great song? So we chose something that was very relevant for the time because everybody was listening to the song, but it got us. And that video then can be shown on mobile devices because obviously that video is copyrighted by Pink and Pink's management company. I don't know if she's Sony Records or whatever, but they did not allow that to do that. And even when you use a copyrighted song on a video in YouTube, like it usually takes a day or two for it to go through, and as the video processes through YouTube, they actually will send you an email, and it says, "Do you know that you use copyrighted music? Did you intend to do this? Yes or no?" and stuff. So definitely think about music with your videos. And when you think about all the videos that you see on the web, most of them have music. If it's an interview, if it's a music video, obviously, if it's just something funny, if it's something anecdotal, let's say it's a business that's giving you a video about a product, they all have some type of music associated with them because music implies emotion. Music really can pull at your heartstrings, and picking the right type of music for your video can truly help your video be that much greater. And I want you guys to know that. Sorry. Okay, any questions about music or any of that stuff? Because that is the end of the what I like to call good stuff to do list from 12starsmedia.com. Now, if you guys got questions, anyone?
I have a question, but just a quick comment.
Yeah.
For us at our Key Club convention every year for our general sessions, we live stream it. And we start live streaming like 5 minutes before the session starts to show the energy and stuff in the room. And there's always like bump music going on, and YouTube actually like sent us an email saying like if you don't like silence that right now, like we're gonna ban your live streaming capabilities. So that was an interesting thing. So we had to like every time there was like bump music, even to like welcome someone on stage, like they had to mute everything, and so it's an interesting thing that we had to deal with. So.
Yeah, so there you go. So you see, YouTube doesn't mess around with it. Honestly, 3 or 4 or 5 years ago, it was a lot more lax. But now that they've come up with their new algorithm, they have, however they do it, their algorithm will know your video and what the song is behind your video. Janet, did you have a question too?
Yeah, is there any examples that we can go and look at of what you're kind of looking for?
I mean, as far as music?
No, as far as the final project itself.
Oh, sure. Like I was talking last week, if you go onto YouTube and search J360 and search J560, you can find videos from my classes last year through IUPUI. J560 was my graduate level class, and J360 was my undergraduate level class, and you can definitely tell a difference between some of their videos and this and that. Go to my YouTube page, youtube.com/Ben Reisinger. My featured video is a video of my dog and cat playing together, and YouTube had this cutesy little bouncy music, and I actually used YouTube music with that, so I didn't have to import any of my own music or anything of that nature. But yeah, check those out. Search those 2 hashtags, and you'll definitely find some examples of what students in those classes did. Now, what a few of those are, again, those classes are more digital media for public relations, and absolutely, but a lot of the same things we're talking about here deal with them. So you'll see a few of those videos that talk about public relations, which you guys will be like, oh, whatever. But there's definitely some fun videos on there to see. Okay, cool. All right, so I hear my dog barking. That might be my special guest. End up coming here soon. Okay, let me check my notes real quick here. Okay, so Janet, you are more than likely going to do an interview type of video, correct? You're going to ask people how they kind of use social over 40, or are you going to pretty much say this is how people use it over the age of 40?
That's what I really wasn't sure. That's what I wanted to. I didn't know if I was just going to be showing examples and having music in the background, or if I was actually going to be interviewing somebody.
Well,
Or
it's up
different
to you.
people.
It really is up to you. It's up to what direction you want to take your video in. Either way would be fine with me. Nicole, your video, since you're doing yours for the Key Club, is definitely going to have some anecdotes or interviews, like some sound bites from some people that kind of work within your organization, right? Or no?
It would probably be mostly me. I may bring in the person who does the Kiwanis social media, but it wouldn't be just like me talking the whole time. I was imagining like whiteboard type
Oh, cool.
stuff.
Like an animated type of thing.
Huh?
Kind of like you write on a whiteboard, or it's kind of animated on a whiteboard. Yeah.
It sounds good in my head. I don't know what'll happen once it's executed.
No, that's cool. That's cool. And I'll get into that. I have, okay, you kind of give me a good point before I get on to my next point. The blog that I sent it to you via ACE, okay, if you go into that, and that's in the resources section of ACE on the left-hand side, you'll see it says 12starsmedia.com, and it's a web link. And I want you to click on that web link, okay? And that web link is going to open up a blog from 12 Stars Media where I'm getting a lot of my information here tonight. And what it is the blog is called, it's from June 4th, 2014, so it was just this past June. It's called How We Go From Idea to Action at 12 Stars Media. Okay, and I'll just read the introductory paragraph right here. It says, we're creative folks at 12 Stars Media, and we always have new ideas. I personally feel like I have a new idea every hour of every day. So with all the creative ideas coming and going, how do we turn these ideas into actions and actually get results? Well, in order to take an idea into an action, we've developed a process that everyone follows for simple ideas from blog posts to quick videos, all the way to huge ideas like new products, services, or campaigns. So they have kind of a little cheat sheet underneath there. And I don't know if you have it pulled up, but go to it. But basically, they give you a 4-step action plan. The first step is define a purpose. So again, this is your who, what, when, where, why, your video. Why am I doing this? Number 2, write a creative brief. Okay, and this might be writing down, exactly, what is going to be on this. Why do I want to do this? The third one is create a draft. And then the 4th action step is take action. Okay? But then they give a final thought, and I just wanted to tell you guys this, and I'll just read the first 2 paragraphs, or the first 2 sentences. It says, a final thought, not every idea should be acted upon. You know this, right? One of the healthiest realizations a person can have is that we must make priorities and work to achieve those priorities with focus and determination. We find this creative process helps us to narrow down the ideas that are the most important that will actually carry through to those that we need to drop. So you'll see up there a nice little draft that might help you in getting, your video started. Okay? All right. Let me take another.
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Got a huge spider. Huge.
Take care of that spider, Janet.
That is huge. Oh my God, it went under the chair.
Woo! Like that. Okay.
Oh my God. I don't know where.
Whoa! It sounds like Janet just smacked it. Be gone, spider.
I can't find it. It's huge. Oh my God. Is it on me?
I hope not. That wouldn't
Sorry.
Oh, you're okay. You're okay. It happens. That's why we do these video chats.
I don't know. But it was ginormous. I'm not gonna lie.
Ginormous.
It was ginormous. I don't know where he went. If I scream, you'll know.
Okay. All right. All right. So the next section. So we just were talking about some good video practices, some best things, and some some best practices to do for videos. So now I'm going to tell you guys some bad stuff to do, some no-nos to not do on your video. Okay. So the first one, have a shaky video. Janet, since you're going to be using your tablet, which is about this size as the mini iPad, you want to make sure that it's as still as possible. Don't be shaky. Don't have it shaking around, If you can set your tablet down on a table, that way you can ensure that it doesn't move and that it's completely still. That might be the easiest thing for you. Nicole, how are you going to shoot your video? Are you going to use your phone? Or are you going to use a flip cam? Are you going to use something like that? What are you thinking?
I may use my Canon DSLR. Yeah, I'll probably do that. Maybe.
So you have a handheld DSLR camera that has video capabilities.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Again, the same thing, with you, but being a DSLR, you can connect that bad boy to a tripod. So if you don't have a tripod, might be being a good time to invest in one. And tripods can be very, very cost efficient. They don't have to be expensive. You can get small little Gorilla Pods at places like Walmart or Meijer. You can get about 1 foot little tripods too. I mean, it just depends on how you're going to be sitting your camera down and shooting at. But obviously holding that DSLR, it can get heavy, for a while, especially if you're sitting there shooting. So watch your shaky videos. Okay, so the next thing to watch out and be cautious of is backlight. Have you guys ever seen a video online? I'm sure you have, because everybody has, that the video itself is dark, the person's dark, and you see a lot of light behind them, like they're sitting in front of a window or something like that? You guys know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah. So watch your backlight. You really want to, because check this out. I'll even show this to you. I have a light on me right now because my front side, watch this. See how much darker I got? Okay, it's because I'm more backlit right here because there is, right there, so there's that camera, or there's that lamp. But I have another lamp that I bought in that's in the front of me just to give me good facial light and good facial recognition. So if you're doing that, make sure that you have some good light coming in at you in the front of you. The third thing, a busy video, okay? Make sure that if you're doing something, make sure there's not a million people running behind you. Sometimes that's okay if it's pertinent for your video itself. But, shooting your videos in controlled environments might lead to a nicer, more well-rounded, and just professional video. If people aren't like just running around in the back or this or that, okay? Next thing not to do, and this is crazy because I had a student do this last year. She was an international student, and she was asking international students how they use social media to talk with people back home. She actually interviewed a guy without a shirt on. So make sure that your people, if you're talking with people or if you're doing it yourself, don't wear something that's crazy and outlandish. If you're interviewing a guy, make sure he has his shirt on. I was like, what in the world, man? This guy, and it completely took, it would take anyone off guard. She's like, how do you use social media to go home? And here's this guy with just no shirt on and just these really short shorts. And I was like, oh, my goodness. I remember telling her, I was like, don't do that. Don't do that again. But then the last one to think about. So we talked about the lighting. We talked about busyness behind you and stuff like that. Don't have bad audio, okay? You could have the best, most well-produced video around. I mean, it could be just sweet, awesome, and kick butt. But if you can't hear your person talking, or you can't hear what the purpose of your video is, you're going to absolutely lose people, okay? And that goes with, if you know, with your DSLR, Nicole, your DSLR will have a microphone on it. Some of those are better than others, okay? So you might want to do a couple tests. So again, this is what I talk about, shooting your videos in controlled environments. That way you don't have a lot of background noise in the background and behind you and stuff like that. You know, mics, if you can mic someone up, you know, in the future with a little lavalier, I'll tell you, you know, if you're doing this for business or something, that's great. And the lavalier mics, they're cheap. They're less than 100. Man, you get a lavalier mic for 20 bucks now. And especially with you having a DSLR, Nicole, you can have that. You can plug that straight into that camera to do that. And Nicole, since you're going to be shooting with your tablet, make sure it's even more important for you. The video, you know, the microphone that you're talking with us right now is the same microphone that's going to record the audio when you're shooting your video. So honestly, you know, make sure a controlled environment for your video purposes would more than likely be the best. Okay. So that's all I had right now until our guest speaker comes, and he's going to be here. I think I heard him just walk in. I'm going to go get him, and it's 7:15-ish right now, 7:14. So let's take a break. Let's take 15 minutes. Let's come back at 7:30, and I'll introduce you guys to Eric Miller, who's our web videographer and our photographer at Mary Free Bed Rehab Hospital. And we're also supposed to talk about apps tonight. And hopefully after he's done, we can talk about apps. But if we have to keep apps to next week, we will. And like with apps, you know, we're talking about all the fun little things that you get on here, even software and stuff like that, all the fun apps for your phone, and how apps play a huge role in this process. Because Janet, like I said earlier, you're using an app to do your WordPress blog. So you can see how important apps really are in this realm of digital and social media today. So we'll take our break. Thank you guys for being here, and we'll see you in a second.